Okay, wow. This is not good lighting. I'm sorry about this, you guys. I'm doing this at the worst possible timing, ever. I did not mean to do this reaction, filming this reaction at this time. But, so yes, this is gonna be my first ever reaction video, you guys. Hopefully, I'm gonna move a little bit this way, and then you can, hopefully, my editing magic, you could see the video on this side. But this will be my first ever reaction video. For those of you guys who do not know, I am, of course, a film lover. I love films and TV shows, and I do follow many different movie reviewers. One of them being the Nostalgia Critic. Now, I meant to film my reaction video on their recent review this Wednesday. Editing mishaps, computer glitches caused me not to. Yay. I had fun with that. It literally just deleted everything that I had. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So now we're doing the first viewing reaction. Now, by the way, Nostalgia Critic is created within this company called Channel Awesome. They're from Chicago. And they do movie reviews. They do Nostalgia Critic. They do fan descriptions, such as, like, what if this happened in this movie or whatnot. And it's ran by two brothers, Doug Walker and Rob Walker. Now, Doug and Rob, they're the owners, they're the founders of Channel Awesome, and they are very well known. Like, they're very well known. They're pretty much the godfathers of film criticisms on YouTube. They pretty much started it all. They started film critiques on YouTube. They were one of the first people to start doing it, and they did Nostalgia Critic. They do another series. They don't do it as much, and that is called First Viewing, where you see Doug and Rob watch the movie beforehand, where they watch the movie and they write notes on what they want to do on their Nostalgia Critic video. Nostalgia Critic only has Doug Walker playing Nostalgia Critic, but they're still very funny. Nostalgia Critic videos come out every Wednesday. I want to try and do reaction of those videos. I don't think Channel Awesome would really mind that, because there's a lot of people doing reactions of Channel Awesome stuff. So, I don't know. Hopefully I don't get taken down by YouTube. Knowing them, I don't think they really care. But, yeah. And currently in this month, they are doing Lord of the Rings month. So, they are doing, on every Wednesday, they'll do the Nostalgia Critic video for the first three Lord of the Rings movies. And then, for the first 3 Wednesdays of this month. And then they'll do, of course, the first viewing video for the first 3 Lord of the Rings films every Friday. Today is Friday. They posted a first viewing for Two Towers. That will obviously be a lie. They call it first viewing, but it's literally just first viewing before before they actually do the review. That's pretty much how it goes. But sorry, don't mind the background noise over there. But yeah, so right now we are going to be reacting to the first viewing. And then the last week of this month they'll talk about all 3 Hobbit films in one video. Should have said that. I doubt they're gonna make first viewing video of that one, but who knows? But today we are gonna be reacting to the first viewing of video of Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. If I am looking at this way and not here, if I am looking at this way and not here, it's because the video is on my right. So, and then my computer right now is on left. So if I look to the right, that's why. Because my video is right here. So, but you should see the video right here. And let's get started. Okay, hey guys. Sorry, I went into a new area. It's just a lot of background noise going on. Yeah, guess what? Right at the timing, when there's no background noise happened. What are my luck? So, let's go ahead. This is the first viewing of Lord of the Rings: Two Towers.
This is part 2, called Two Towers, one of the...
Unfortunately named Two
Yeah,
Towers.
and it doesn't even need to be called that. That's what's so funny. What a stupid title for this.
What a delightful name to have 1 year after 9/11.
Yeah. People were like, oh, well, we gotta change the name. Oh, shut up. When Two Towers came out, even people I knew that was like, yeah, Lord of the Rings is okay. They saw this and they're like, that was good. Like, that was really, really a good movie. Like, everything you're supposed to get into, you really, really get into. This is our totally not first viewing, but first viewing in a while. I haven't seen this in a long time.
This is probably my...
80th or something like that.
No, I wouldn't go that high, but I think we're in the 20s somewhere.
Something like that, yeah. So, definitely not first, but first in a little bit of time. Two Towers.
Last time on The Lord of the Rings.
Frodo, you get out of the way of the drone that just flew through there.
Now, having seen the first film, I shall walk away faster.
Walk away.
Just that fall, doesn't your stomach kind of like...
No, it does. Like, it's his use of, like, the camera to create this sense of, like, kinetic energy, this movement. Unlike a lot of, like, Marvel shit, you feel, like, the weight of it. It feels like there is some weird sense of physics to it, where I'm just like, no, I do feel like I'm in an actual free fall.
So I did not read Two Towers, because you're the Tolkien expert. See if you can explain this. He drops, oh no, Gandalf is dead, and whatever. They ask Landon back to life. How did you survive? Oh, the fall? Totally survived that. We had a lot of energy. We went up these stairs to the top of the mountain, fighting all the way, mind you, and then I killed him. He fell to the side. The whole entire mountain cracked, just crumbled. And then I died. And I'm like, how'd you survive all that? Why did the mountain crumbling kill you, but not falling all that way?
He landed in water. And I always just got the impression reading the book that he was, like, somehow wounded. You tried doing all that. He could have just died from exhaustion.
No, that's true. And he could have, like, stabbed him a
died from
couple
exhaustion.
times. That's true. That's true. He could have, like, stabbed him.
How did I die? No idea.
Ew.
I could see his
Okay.
expressions.
We let him go, he'll throttle us in our sleep!
No, I'll do it when you's away.
Stand against the might of Sauron and Saruman and the union of the Two Towers.
That's the one time where I'm like, okay, you can use the title there because I
you don't know what the hell they're referring to.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell are the Two Towers? I feel like there's a lot more humanity in this, and you connect with these people very quickly. Wait, you were supposed to take me with you. What the?
The red sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night.
He's like a walking elvish fortune cookie.
The Uruks are destroyed. We slaughtered them during the night.
Do you see two hobbits with them?
Yes, they were breakfast.
That's not true. There was second breakfast.
Yeah, I
Merry and Pippin.
May these horses bear you to better fortune than their former masters.
Sorry. I'm not sorry. Say you're sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
A hobbit lay here.
He crapped his pants. Urine stains everywhere. Just so many urine stains. Then he vomited.
Then he ate his friend, even though he wasn't dead yet.
This was based on his experiences in World War One. He had all
Where he
like,
saw, like, the dead soldiers.
yeah, well, he had all these like trenches, and then they would get muddy and boggy, and you just had bodies laying around.
I know it sounds so simple, but they would have just CG'd people in there, and just having them really there,
Yeah.
seeing that muck,
Having those bodies.
really there, it's just so much more unsettling.
Oh yeah, stroke it, baby. Stroke it. Slip it in. Oh, I want you inside me.
Finger me, baby!
All right, I can do a three-way.
Really?
Come on.
Ah, what a shot. You feel the weather. Like, that scene, I'm like, I can feel the cold
Well, again, because it's
air.
really there.
Yeah, a good movie with a great setting can do that.
I love these guys. These guys are cool. They almost look ridiculous with those hats, but they're just badass enough where they make it. Where in the same way they march and everything, I'm like, boy, this is almost silly,
I think it
but
works.
it's pretty damn cool.
The eyeliner, maybe a little much. The guy liner.
I just remember thinking, like, those guys are cool. I wonder if we're going to see them again. Then they have, like, the best scene of Return of the King.
They look like goth.
He's been true to his word.
God, all these years later,
Middle
I still
Earth
look at that fact and go, wow. That is just
No.
so mind-blowing to me.
It's-
Still.
It reminds me of, like, Jurassic Park. If this doesn't work, this movie fails. The amount of effort and time and craft that goes into it, it ends up holding up remarkably well. Most of Jurassic Park, most of the CGI, looks better than half the shit I see nowadays.
Yeah.
Literally.
By order of Grima Wormtongue.
Even he said that line like, that's really the name I have to say with a straight face.
Okay.
I do remember some people snickering like, oh, wait, that's his name? And like, we barely know this guy, but it's like you just get it right away,
yeah.
and they take the proper
Well,
time
that's the
for
power sometimes of archetypes. So it's like, if you do it really well, it's like you just figure it out really quickly what this guy's about.
He was strong in life. His spirit will find its way to the halls of your fathers.
If you believe in that sort of crap. I actually know what's really out there, because I'm like an angel or something. Scientology is the real one. Save it for the appendix. Someone shut that bloody fiddler up. Idiot.
Oh, you.
I hate that scene.
Oh, silly Ghibli, silly Ghibli. Oh.
Well, I mean, it could be better.
Eowyn comes in.
Follow up a goofy scene with a romantic scene.
My talk about dwarf women made you think this.
I always tell you, Wagner. Is tell you
Whoa! You beat me too. Every time she does that, her hand goes over, like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just this. And these are mine.
Then make haste.
I can fight.
No!
I said haste. Make it. I need a big steaming pile of haste fresh out of the oven.
And haste. I was told haste. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I
No,
am
you're
not
not.
fine.
Aragorn!
What? I always thought the horse that saves him was Bill, was Sam's horse. I always thought that would have been a
I
nice
know,
tie-in,
well,
and I guess
that's-
it's not.
No, it's Brago, which was in the extended cut. I had the same thought, but then I had to remind myself that Bill would have been smaller.
Oh, that's a good point. But that looked hilarious.
It would have been hilarious.
Why do you linger? There is no hope.
Fine. Guess I'm gonna have to depress the living shit.
I thought this was beautifully handled. For a
No,
character
I
I really had not
No,
much
this
interest in,
scene-
I'm like, holy
this scene
smokes.
is fantastic. Well, it finally gives you an idea of, like, you know, what does this mean? Where it's like, I can live forever, or, oh, this could be really depressing.
Just when I think of something that is just beautiful,
Yeah.
like the writing
No,
is beautiful,
it's-
the imagery, the music. It's beautiful because it's
When
also
it's these
so
sort of
sad.
scenes, these scenes are what the argument is for why this one's the best.
Yeah.
Like, some of these scenes are just amazing. Now let me tell you why you should go to a state school.
Smeagol, don't struggle.
Cuts
Smeagol,
immediately
listen to
to
me.
Gollum
Just
being
don't fight it.
choked to
Whatever
death.
you want to do, if it's butt stuff, just roll over and just take it.
Bitches!
That whole subplot is worth it just for that cool
Just for
shot.
that scene. No, it's true, actually. It's like, I'm not a huge fan of that little diversion, but I'm like, oh, it's worth it just for that entrance.
Where was Gondor when the Westfall fell? Where was Gondor when our enemies closed in around us?
I'll tell you what Gondor was. Gone! Out
Gone
the door!
was Gondor.
That's the one weird thing, is like the ends were never quite high.
No, so that's the thing. The legs, I want more variety in how they make, because they look good. When you see the faces, they look good, but they all
the
have
faces
those
are not
long
the issue.
legs.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
that
the
was going to
one-
be
the
distinctly
one-
Treebeard.
There's a small handful of things I think Rings of Power actually did well. That was one of them where I was like, oh, I like this end so much better. Like, this is more what I
I
imagined.
never saw Rings of Power, so I
many
can't really say.
winters.
Or too few.
That's a great line. Both of those are great.
Now
Atha Dagathair.
Then I shall die as one of them.
The kingly side of Aragorn steps up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'll fight with them. You elitist elvish
That's what
twits.
I've always
This
loved
is
about Legolas.
my cape shit.
That's why
This
he's
is like
so
my
darn
guy
determined.
shit. Some are just like, the superheroes. This is it's like, putting on your suit of armor, grabbing your sword, ready to go, knowing that you're just gonna die. Like,
Well, if you were fighting, yes.
I would be all suited up, charge, trip immediately, and fall on my sword. But
the sword goes into your own head.
But that's why it's fantasy.
He was literally thinking to himself, at least it's not raining.
Yeah. No. Peter Jackson's kids are in danger. Wasn't
Oh.
Bilbo telling you a story?
I'm sorry, this stuff's kind of boring to me.
What are you out of your freaking mind? This is awesome. No notes.
No notes.
You know there's gonna be notes later.
There's certain scenes in it, but overall.
I also don't like cutting back to the trees over and over.
I will say that, like, it's rough, because on the one hand, I'm like, I do agree. On the other hand, it does really build up that sheer frustration of like, oh my god, people are dying! Will you trees do something? It's as infuriating as the sloth in Zootopia, which I respect, but at the same time hate watching.
Yeah. And then I feel like they broke in a little too quick.
Okay, so I want to get this straight. I don't know, it's just boring, and the fight's too long, and there's a lot of dumb... No, I think
No,
this
I
fight
didn't say the
should
fight
have
was
gone...
too long.
This...
Your Honor, that was not in the recording. At some point, it just becomes kind of fun and games, and it's like, no, I want the legit, like, oh no factor of it.
Okay, I do agree with that. The fun and games, particularly in the latter part.
And I remember when I got to this point, I was kind of like, wait, they're retreating already? Like,
It felt long enough to me.
well, because then they have the stupid thing with them, like, sneaking onto the bridge and the door.
So
and
that is literally the only thing that I don't like in this fight.
Yeah, him going into it, come on. Oh yeah, no, he just walks out of that, that's fine, now scratch on him. That's ridiculous. Like,
Again, I'm considering this area part of that whole sequence.
oh, and now it's expanding out,
No,
is it?
because here it is. Like, this is where it starts. Like, oh, they're coming through the door, you'll have to breach it. Like,
Yeah, like this is cool. This is what I want more of.
well, here it is. This scene, I'm just like, no. This is the one that I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, that's...
No.
And at this point, I didn't even like, oh no, they're hauling this thing. Well, they already got through. They're already in.
I think you have this idea, once a wall is breached, the castle magically falls. That's not how it works.
Flashback. If the wall is breached, Helm's Deep will fall.
End of flashback.
So that's not how it works.
Not magically falls, but it's on its way to falling.
Well, yes, it is definitely on its way, but you have to get to the keep. That's why you
Here's
had
the
a
thing,
keep.
think about Grimmer Wormtongue was played by Chucky.
Entish all the tongues of
Think about that.
To say that all the time. There's no curse. The tongues of elves are men. This is the other scene in the movie that I'm just like, hands down the best scene. This,
Yeah, I love it too.
I was like so psyched.
No, I'm with you. I got like chills watching this moment. And it was a legit good fight too.
Yeah.
The fight with the Ents was...
For some reason, this whole sequence just doesn't work for me. Everything about this looks fake. Looks like such a
really
set
does.
Well, because what's in the background is that orange mountain.
Yeah,
which
and
is
it's
just gonna look weird.
You're
against the
watching a
road.
giant fight that's so impressive that this seems kind of like pretty chintzy by comparison. There was no great way to do this. Like, the books are too hard to adapt. I'm like, okay, this was the sacrifice. Like, this is the weak part.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
Every time I look at YouTube comments.
The horn of Helm Hammerhand shall sound in the deep.
Yes! Gimli, son of Groin, blow like you've never blown before. See, at least with horses, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I get that. I get
Still
that.
being CGI.
But, and you look at what they're riding into. It's like, no, they're not going to be able
toppling
to defeat
over,
that. Now, talk about scenes that weren't in the book, but man, what a great addition. The light blinding them. That's a great thing to add.
That wasn't in the book.
I kind of forget.
I thought they said, like, yeah, the light was bright, but using it, like, blinding them. That's
the,
really
the
cool.
funny thing is, like, Tolkien's battles aren't that long. He's least interested in that.
But you need it to be long in a movie.
No, I get that. This was one of the most impressive things I had seen.
'Cause you
Indiana
just read it
Jones
and you're
and
like,
Temple
how do
of
you do
Doom,
this?
when you
Yeah.
have like the water pouring, like just the sense of scale here. Like when they break the dam, I'm just like, oh my god.
Everything in this is
It
pretty
just
flawless.
the slow mo of it. I'm like, oh, it
Yeah.
just feels real.
I love that, the fiery one putting himself out.
I saw this 3 times in the theater, and like each time this scene, I was just like,
yeah, this was always the part that comes
pouring over. I'm like, holy shit. I love this shot too of Frodo with the sword. It's one of the few times Frodo's a legit intimidator.
When I saw him do that, yeah, I know what happens in the story, but I was like, holy shit. I mean, you feel like he's pointing the sword at you. I mean, it's really like, especially on a big screen, that's an intense moment.
He drops in slow motion.
Just imagine if this film in 3D too.
I say that every once in a while. When
I know. Whenever
I can't do this,
long
Sam.
movie.
It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered.
Like Narnia.
I wonder if we'll ever be put into songs or tales.
Oh yeah, this is lame.
That's actually in the book.
Is it? Oh, it's so lame.
I think it is.
Oh, it's so corny. It's bad.
Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam. You shouldn't make fun. I was being serious. So was I.
This is the moment where I just wanted to be like... still holds up.
I think I like Return of the King the most, but this one's pretty close. I really do like this one.
The easiest sits, I will say, are Two Towers and Return of the King. I do feel like Fellowship requires a little more patience. Like, you have to be in a little bit more...
Well, Return of the King does when you get to the end.
Well, okay, yeah.
A lot of the effects, like, again, Gollum still looks great. The pacing is really good. The editing's really good. The acting's
the Battle
really
of
good.
Helm's Deep, like, that was such a huge question mark. We're going to go to Minas Tirith and Gondor in the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Like, are we going to be able to do this? Like, does this guy have the chops and the effects? And, like, Helm's Deep, like, blew me away. And I'm like, we got this. That's when I was super excited. I was like, man... Helm's Deep's the freaking appetizer. Yeah. I'm like, I can't wait to see Return of the King.
Well, that is the thing, too. That's why it's hard to be like, for the issues I have with Helm's Deep, it's like, but Return of the King, even back then, it's like, but they have to save it for something even bigger, even crazier. Yeah. This was really where I could not wait for the next one. I'm like, I have to wait a year. Oh my god, I just could not wait for Return of the King. Speaking of which, we will see you at Return of the King next. See you then.
It is not yours to deny the return of the king.
Catch! I kid.
Bye. Gondor has no cat. Gondor needs no cat.
So, that was the first viewing of wow. That was the first viewing of the Nostalgia Critic, The Two Towers. I meant to do the Nostalgia Critic review of The Two Towers. That never happened because of technical difficulties. Hopefully, I should be able to do a reaction of the Nostalgia Critic review of Return of the King, as well as the Hobbit films. Hopefully, I don't have any technical difficulties. I didn't have any technical difficulties today, so yay! Awesome. I did, however, need to switch locations because of background noise. But that is fine. That's fine. That is completely fine. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.